Hello. Back in day 5 today, or video 5 of a mini series. Today or yesterday, you should have launched. We should be getting leads and clients coming in. If not, there's a crucial error which we need to fix. What has been done? Okay, that it is not anything that is about the system. The system works. There is an error which needs to be fixed, and this is what we're going to be looking at today. So today is all about converting, getting the leads that we've got in, and also knowing what to fix and how to keep it working. Otherwise, it'll be pointless if we create one ad, we can't ever replicate it again in the future. But let's just do a quick recap. A few days ago, you had no system, no way of getting other people in, maybe relying on an agency, maybe just relying on word of mouth. Now you've got ads live, leads coming in, and hopefully bookings happening. So let's look at the numbers. But before we get into that, there's one crucial thing that we know matters, and that is trust. Okay, if we're not getting the results that you want yet, it's trust. Because the old way of doing this is going from ad to opt-in, whether it's a landing page or on a form, and chase a lead. And this is almost sort of like what we've set up now. But this worked in 2018, but times have changed. People are now more skeptical because they've seen this time and time again. So how do we build more trust? And the way which we build trust is to help someone feel understood. We already know that from the first video. But how do you help someone feel understood? We just use their language. This is why we've already set this up. The best part of this is I get to see what is working across the world. And the crucial thing, which I always used to do, is when I was working in clinic, I used to go to our clinicians and always say, before creating ads, what are people saying to you? What do you hear? What are people saying in these initial consultations? That creates our ads. And this is how we do it in a new model. Instead of using the old linear funnel, which are dead, we use a flywheel, and specifically a VOC flywheel, a voice of customer flywheel. This is where we collect their language. We use their language to then create content to identify what is working, being what people resonate with, what people respond to. And we just amplify the winners because we already know what works, which will allow us to get clients. But because we've already got their language, we can explain what's going to be happening in their language to them as they're going through, which will allow us to keep them and retain them for longer, which then in turn allows us to get more case studies, Google reviews, things like that, which allows us to collect more of their language. This is why it works. And this is what crucially helps people feel understood and therefore builds trust. This is what separates you from everyone else. Not funnels, flywheels. Flywheels are the difference. Funnels are dead. We're not in 2018. We can't just follow up with someone once. But we are here. We already know. I've given you something to amplify straight away. We are now here in the converting stage to then retain these people. We have not collected what your clients are saying. We've not used this to create your content. That's why we are here in this stage. But most clinics will say at this point, because we've not used this flywheel to full effect, they will say, treat ads as a binary thing. It did or did not work. But that doesn't make sense at all. Because if it doesn't work, then people say, ads don't work for my clinic. If it does, they run it until it dies and can't figure out why. Both lead to frustration. Sad face. Not fun. I don't want you to be in a not fun place. It should be fun marketing, growing a clinic. But when people say like, ads don't work for my clinic, let's just do a bit of a reality check. Because there's about 8 to 10 million advertisers on Facebook. It's a multi-trillion-dollar company, I think, built on one thing. Ads that work. That's how they generate their billions in revenue per quarter. Billions and billions. To think it works for 10 million advertisers, but not your clinic, isn't a data conclusion. It's a story you can tell yourself, usually told after hitting one bottleneck that you didn't know how to fix. That bottleneck does not help anyone. Instead, we need to fix that one bottleneck because every patient passes through the same stages. They got an ad, a click, a page, an opt-in, a follow-up, booking, show, sale. When results are poor, one link is broken and usually just one. But most clinics blame the whole chain. But it could be that ad works really well, clicks work really well. There's just no follow-up process. Or it could just be that they just didn't show up. So we just fix that one thing rather than saying ads don't work. That's such a general statement. And this is how we break it down by numbers. 4 crucial numbers initially that we look at. thumb stop, click-through rate on all, link click-through rate, and ultimately your cost per lead or cost per acquisition. So your thumb stop should be above 25%. This is a custom metric that we set. Clicks on all should be above 2%, and link click-through rate should be above 0.6%. We can see that by going on the performance and clicks column in Meta in Ads Manager. So the hook, this is essentially a thumb stop. It tells us how many people your ad is stopping in their tracks. The clicks on all tells us really about the first line, how many people are clicking to see more. Then link click-through rate, it tells us about if the copy/offer is working to get people to actually click through. And the cost per lead, this is based upon benchmarks in your area, which we will know just depending upon where you are. Then this is what we need to change. So if one number is off, we find it, fix it, and everything downstream improves. This is essentially business, right? Just finding a bottleneck. And this is exactly what you probably do in care. But most people don't do this. Most people go through what I call the flatline cycle. They get an ad that works, they run it, results drop after a few weeks, natural. They panic, so they keep it or keep spending. Neither of those work. And just say, ads don't work for me. Work for a bit, not anymore. But crucially, before we get into that, agencies, if you're working with an agency, this happens with agencies don't even know how to fix it. But what actually happened was creative fatigue. A lot of people saw it and they just got fed up with seeing it. It's normal. So the skill isn't writing one good ad, it's reading the data and knowing what part to fix and that works, that we keep on making it work. That's it. This is why this is so crucial. Because I always say, if someone came in for one adjustment, one massage, one treatment, after years of pain, and you didn't fix their issue, does it make you a bad practitioner? Not at all. You've just done the first stage. The work isn't finished. Same with this. Find the one bottleneck, and that's it. And that may be the case with you. Someone comes in and maybe fix their back pain. They're like, oh, actually, my knee's hurting now. We just fix the next bottleneck. That's it. Ads are no different. One campaign that doesn't convert isn't evidence that it doesn't work. I've got way too much evidence to prove that it does work, especially in your area as well. So today's tasks: find your bottleneck. Go through performance and clicks, find what the click-through rate is, link click-through rate is, your thumb stop, which custom metric, and then we can find and fix. So we want to know what is working. Reply help to the emails and I'll help, or you can go into our group as well. And again, that's all in the emails too. If you haven't got the emails, link below on this video and you can get the emails and you can get my help with all of this as well. Find it, fix it, and then tomorrow we're going to fix. We're going to go through how to actually fix the bottleneck so you can keep on getting more people in, and how you can actually convert these leads. So how we're going to automate the whole system. I'll see you tomorrow.